Well, hey friends, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by to hang out with me today as we have a bit of a chat. Settle in, grab something to drink. I have my iced coffee, which now has melted ice in it, so it's just kind of semi-cold coffee. I've been working on this. You grab your drink or snack of choice and settle in. I thought it would be fun. I don't know if this is an original idea or not. I don't know that I've ever seen this done before, but I thought it would be fun after each question that I answer from you guys. As you get to know me a little bit more, I would love to get to know you a bit more by asking questions of you throughout this video as well. So when I do that, feel free to comment your answers so that we can chat a little bit more down in the comments. I ask for questions over on Instagram, and I really like doing it over there because it allows you to remain anonymous if you so choose. If you added a little heart in your question, then I know to not include your username or profile picture. And that way more people are able to ask questions. Okay, let's start with this one. This is not an anonymous question. Sarah Joy Food says, will we get a fall coffee video? Speaking of coffee, I love how your old recipe videos were. I loved making those videos. I don't plan a dedicated coffee video each year anymore. My children napped back in those days, so I had a bit more freedom for those more produced sort of videos. My videographer got married and started having kids, so that person is no longer available to help me. So making those coffee videos right now in this season, in the past few years, just has not been a good fit. But I still love coffee, even if it's, you know, halfway watered down, lukewarm. It used to be iced coffee. Some of those coffee recipes, rather than being all in one video, will be kind of spread out throughout the season. That's just how I have to do it these days because times have changed. Okay, now I have a question for you all. Speaking of change, what has changed in your life in the last, let's say, 5 years? Does your life look really different right now than it did back in 2020? J. Henriquez B. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm sorry if I butcher names. It's gonna happen. They say, closet update with the praying hands emoji. I've also gotten some other questions. Are you planning a closet clean out for the fall? Is it in your back to fall series? I am planning a fall closet clean out video. It is almost time. We're not quite there yet because temperatures are still quite warm around here, and I'm still definitely daily wearing my summer capsule wardrobe that I put together, but I'm really excited to put together a fall capsule wardrobe. I am actually thinking that I will continue the smaller number of pieces and make them as mix and matchable as possible because I've really loved just the simplicity and how easy it has been to get dressed in the morning and to pick out outfits, to pack outfits for a trip. I do think for the climate that we live in here in the Pacific Northwest, a autumn capsule wardrobe definitely needs a few more pieces at least than what I would need for a summer capsule wardrobe, which leads me to something I am so excited about. And you know what? Before we hop into the sponsored portion, can I just say to you guys how grateful I am to be working with this brand? And it's actually thanks to you all. When I have shared Quince with you all before, which I have been talking about them since 2021. I think that's when I first made my first order with them. You all have made so many orders through my little referral link, and it got their attention and they reached out to work with me. This is literally if I had a dream brand to work with on my channel, it is this brand. So thanks so much to you all for giving me this opportunity to work with Quince, and thanks to Quince for sponsoring the next couple of minutes of this video. Like I said, I have been a Quince customer since 2021, right as they were kind of first coming onto the scene with high quality, affordable pieces. This was when I was really shifting my wardrobe over to more natural fibers. So I was prepared to pay a bit more for nice silks, cashmeres, cotton, linen, that sort of thing. But with Quince, you do not have to pay the premium price tag in order to get the premium pieces of clothing. They even have housewares now, baby and kids clothing, men's clothing. Weston has several Quince pieces that he absolutely loves. Their washable silk line is, I think, my absolute favorite. There is just something about putting a piece of clothing on that feels like you're wearing nothing. That is just, it's peak femininity to me. I always feel so pretty and comfortable. I just got this button front, tie waist, washable silk, this navy blue dress that I plan to live in this for the fall time. All the pieces from Quince are priced so affordably because they actually source directly from manufacturers. They cut out the middleman. So you're getting the same quality of pieces as these big name brands without paying big name brand prices. And the best part, I love that Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. That makes me feel really good when I'm putting their pieces on or dressing my family or dressing up my home in the Quince pieces that I have. I have made so many orders through them. I wear Quince jewelry. In most of my videos, I am wearing at least one Quince piece. I get questions all the time about those beautiful cashmere sweaters that I wear, or the denim shirt that I have, the shirt that I call my chessy shirt. I get questions whenever I'm wearing that shirt. The longevity, the wearability, the quality, the ease of care of a lot of these items, the fact that I can wash in my washing machine 100% mulberry silk is just amazing. So if you would like to upgrade your home, your wardrobe, you can go to quince.com/NatalieB, which gives me such a thrill to be able to say. That link gets you free shipping on your order, plus 365-day returns. Their customer service is amazing, almost as amazing as their beautiful pieces. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks so much to Quince for sponsoring that portion of this video. Okay, more coffee, more questions. Jordan R. Shaheen says, how do you declutter and organize with going out and buying items to help you with organizing, like bins, labels, etc.? That's a great question. I've actually learned a lot about this over the past few years. For me, and I think for anyone, there is that temptation to go buy something or get something before setting out on a decluttering and organizing project, because that thing gives us this false boost of confidence that we're going to be successful in fixing up this area. But I have learned that buying all of the organizational bins and boxes and labels and fancy stuff only complicates the matter, because it's doing the opposite of what we need. It's bringing more things into our space when what we actually need is to be getting rid of things that aren't serving us. So my strategy these days, and it works out really well, is to declutter first. I have to remind myself of that. And it's just a quick phrase, declutter first. If I'm gonna get super millennial about it, it would be keep calm and declutter, or but first we declutter. But paring down the collection 9 times out of 10, or I would go so far as to even say 99 times out of 100, is the ticket to successful organization. And most of the time, I actually don't end up needing any boxes, bins, labels, or special organizational tools, because the collection has been brought to a point where it can just be thrown into whatever drawer or cabinet it's in without needing to be corralled, because I only held on to 1 or 2 things. When I get to the point where I've decluttered everything out that I don't need anymore, and I still am left with a few things that I would like to corral or put into a special bin, or it needs a label or something, I will then look around my house for something that I can repurpose or use to corral said items. I've done the decluttering, and now I'm seeing what of the inventory left we are actually using moving forward. So rather than go out and buy a bin to hold those things, I'm using Haley's shoebox from the new sneakers that she just got. And when I get to the point where I know what I'm keeping after it's been just a little while, then I might go out and upgrade that box or that bin to something a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, or something that'll last a little bit longer than an old cardboard box. So getting an organizational tool or item is the last step on the journey of decluttering and organizing for me. It used to be the first step. I used to scroll through the organizational bin section of Target.com to find things that made me feel like would work. And I had such a collection of those little acrylic or bamboo drawer organizers and stuff like that that didn't end up fitting right. And I tried to make them work, and then I was past the return date. And so now I just have a pile of this stuff, and it's getting decluttered out along with the other stuff that I'm decluttering the next time I work on it. And you know what? That's just lesson learned. And I'm glad to be able to use those lessons that I've learned to encourage you all and to share some advice with you all. Declutter first. Reuse or repurpose something to corral items, and then upgrade if it makes sense to do so. I would like to know in the comments, what sort of organizer are you? Do you prefer to hide things away? I think, is it Clutterbug Cass that has a ranking method or something for how she categorizes different mind styles for decluttering and organizing? Maybe I should take that test. I feel like maybe I did years and years ago, but that might be fun to do again sometime. If you have taken that test, or if you just know yourself well enough to share what sort of organization style you have, I would love to know in the comments. I definitely like to hide things away. I don't like to see clutter, but that can make cabinets overstuffed sometimes. So I have to have the accountability of going through things regularly to make sure that I'm not just hiding clutter away. Mel's 300 says, I love your content. Thank you very much. Are you going to get any farm animals to add to your land? Bless you. Oh, you're sweet. Bless you too. No. Farm animals other than chickens is a no for us. We have never been big animal people, other than we've got a couple of cats and a dog. We had chickens at one time. They got picked off by predators years ago, and we haven't gotten back into getting chickens because life has just not been conducive to caring for them in the proper way. If we were to get chickens again, we would have a different sort of coop set up, and we have other more pressing needs and priorities before we can really invest the necessary time and resources into getting chickens set up. I'm not saying never. I expect, especially because our kids want it, I expect that we will have chickens again one of these days. But other farm animals, sheep, goats, cows, horses, no. It's a no for me, dog. Grace N. Copeland says, how to make changing of seasons cozy when I'm not a fan of the typical fall things? I think that's a great question. And actually, over the years, I have become less of a fan of your basic girly fall time. And it's actually made me fall in love with the autumn season and the changing of the seasons even more. So maybe we're on the same page as far as what typical fall things are. When I hear that, I think of a millennial's Pinterest board in 2016 of pumpkin spice lattes, Ugg boots, infinity scarves. That's actually probably going farther back, like 2012. Football games, crisp air, crunchy leaves, warm Bath & Body Works scented candles, cinnamon spice everything, pumpkin decor everything. My advice to you to better enjoy the change of season is to really look around at the change of season, not from a marketing aspect, not from a what can I buy, what can I wear, what treats can I get, how can I fit the aesthetic of the girlies who are making the fall bucket lists and all of that. Like, strip all of that away and take a look at what this change of season actually brings into your life. If it's like us, it's actually a piece in the return of structure. Summer is busy for us by choice. We like it that way. We do things, we go places, we do all the garden stuff, all the fun in the sun. We go down to the beach, we do the camping trip, like we enjoy all of that. But by this time of the year, August, as we are anticipating the arrival of September, I think one of the biggest things we're anticipating is the peace that the renewed structure in our life of our weekly schedule, with extracurricular activities starting back up, piano lessons for the kids, our homeschool co-op, the daily structure in our home of that rhythm of our school time. I would say that is really at the heart of what I enjoy about the transition into the fall. That, as well as the nostalgia of the memories that I have growing up, which is something that has been passed down from generation to generation. Growing up, my mom instilled in us this excitement about the fall. I don't know that I would love the transition into fall as much as I do on kind of like a deeper spiritual level if I didn't have my mom getting all giddy and excited seeing leaves fall down as we were driving to the grocery store. And I know that that was actually passed on to my mom from my grandpa Gary, her dad. He loved the transition into fall time too. His birthday was September 1st, and there was just something in our family. I remember celebrating his birthday on September 1st, and we would be like, okay, it's officially fall, it's Grandpa's birthday. And he would love seeing the storm clouds form or feeling the coolness in the breeze as things start to shift in late August and September for us here in the Pacific Northwest. And he loved nature and bird watching and all sorts of stuff like that. So watching nature around us shift it's so inspiring. And I know he inspired my mom, and she in turn inspired me. And now my kids are inspired. And we get giddy over silly things like watching birds fly south for the winter. I think it's almost like in our DNA for us. Family time is so important to our family. And it has been for generations. And I'm very grateful for that. So if you are someone with kids and you don't particularly love the fall, but you want to give that sense of cozying up and make that transition into the autumn feel special for your family, I think that generation and the next generation will thank you for it, for that pivot, for that shift that you make into the autumn and experiencing what's around you and eating seasonally, or taking a moment to, stop and smell the roses, or to stop and take in the beauty of the change around us. It's going to look different depending on where you live. But that's my best advice that I can give you. No pumpkin spice latte and infinity scarves necessary. So I would love to know, what is your favorite season? I love the transition from summer to fall. I love autumn time. I don't know that I personally know anyone who loves the winter. So I would be very curious to find out who of you love the winter time. A. Patterson said, how are you embracing any new hobbies or excited to get back into them this fall? I have been learning the guitar since New Year, and really over the summer, I think the momentum of the lessons that I've been taking and the practice that I've been doing has really ramped up, and I'm seeing some really good progress with all of that. I finally got a guitar that actually is the right size for my frame. Once I made that switch and got something that is the right size for me, I really just boosted my confidence, and I was able to increase my practice time, and I challenged myself when we went to our church's summer camp for high schoolers. I was the worship leader for that. I challenged myself to step out of my comfort zone and lead worship from the guitar. And it was at one point just me and the guitar for a little morning session that we had. And oh my goodness, I was telling a friend of mine, I haven't been nervous to lead worship. I've been doing music since I was a little kid. I've done lots of performing and stuff like that. I have led worship since I was 14 years old. That sort of situation, it doesn't really make me nervous. Singing in front of people, speaking in front of people, playing an instrument, leading worship for people, there have been a very rare situation where I get butterflies in my stomach and I get anxious and nervous about it. But I will tell you what, picking up that guitar and stepping up to the mic in front of 100 high schoolers, my palms were sweating. I had this sort of jittery butterfly feeling in my stomach, and I was like, wow, this is new, but I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I faced my fears. I conquered my fears, and since then I've had more opportunities to continue to hone my skills and to play imperfectly as I do, because I would consider myself a beginner guitar player, not a beginner worship leader, but a beginner on the guitar. And so it has put me into this area outside of my comfort zone that I think is really good for me. It's so good for me. It's good for my kids to see me put out of my comfort zone. I noticed that when I picked up the guitar and was doing my daily practicing, I was very disciplined with it. I saw their dedication to their own music lessons that they've been doing go up a notch. And it was such a tangible example of how our kids really look to us to set an example for them, and how the level of dedication and discipline that we have in our life has an effect on them. And I get questions like, let's take it back to minimalism or simplifying your home, or whatever you want to call it. I get questions. In fact, I think I have one here. My daughter, 9 years old, has anxiety about decluttering. Everything is special. Any advice? Thank you. That's one of my anonymous questions. I have other questions here too, saying like, how do you get your family involved? How do you get your kids involved? How do you help your kids learn to declutter? And I would say the biggest thing that you can do for your family in those situations, as well as others like, picking up an instrument or a new hobby or something, is setting the example. You might want to take a look at your own attitude with decluttering. Are you doing it in a peaceful, low stress, low pressure way? Are you being gentle and gracious with yourself? That speaks volumes to your children. Not saying you're doing this, but in my experience, when I rush into my kids' room and I start freaking out about their clutter and start throwing things into a bag or whatever, they are much more likely to resist, to start to protect their things, and their own anxiety starts to kick in. And there's obviously nuance that I don't know about, but this just strikes me as someone who is already on such a great path of creating a safe, peaceful space for her kids to flex those decluttering muscles and learn those decision-making skills. So I would say you are well on your way. If you have any advice, oh gentle viewer, would you leave it in the comments here? I guess the question that I would have for you is, do you have any advice for this question? Anything that helps your kids with their own decluttering projects to take down that anxiety and to help them make good decisions. Heather Stordahl says, what's your favorite drink that's not coffee or tea? Well, almost every night I make a mocktail of sorts. I don't drink alcohol, but I do like a little drinky drink. Our whole family actually really likes sparkling water, and we were buying so much of it that we realized it would be a lot more cost effective and a lot less wasteful with like all of those cans of sparkling water from Costco or whatever if we just got ourselves a soda machine. So we have the Ninja Thirsty. We use it every single day. Highly recommend it. And I'll usually combine 6 ounces or so of sparkling water with cranberry juice, a little bit of stevia. Sometimes I'll throw lemon juice in there. Sometimes if I'm feeling spicy, I'll throw in some cinnamon and nutmeg and whisk it all up with, a little handheld like coffee stirrer thing, and pour that over ice, and it's very refreshing. 100% cranberry juice is good for urinary tract health. It makes a big difference. I've even thrown in some like non-alcoholic mixer stuff. I love the Seedlip brand. They've got some really good stuff that I discovered at a restaurant that we like to go to. They have some really good mocktails at this restaurant, Carnal in Bellingham. And so I've asked them about like the different mixer things or ingredients that they use, and I've come up with some fun mocktails that I get to make at home. Allie Mackey says, top 3 fall must-haves for the wardrobe. I could have used that question as my segue into the Quince segment. Top 3, good cashmere sweater, not too heavy, not too light, perfect for layering. Second would be a versatile dress that you can dress up or dress down. So that navy washable silk dress that I showed you ticks all of those boxes. And then if I had to pick a third, probably a good pair of comfortable flats. If it was a fourth, probably a good pair of boots, whatever height or material or whatever that fits your style. I have a pair of short black leather boots that I've had for a while that I really love. Those are probably my top 3 or 4. What's your top 3? What are your top 3 fall wardrobe staples?
These are mine.
How about yours, Haley?
My fall shirt. The one with the acorns in it.
Oh yeah, yep, that one's really cute. My one and only question, will you be posting more encouragement videos like that one a couple weeks ago? That's so sweet. Oh, I loved making that video. I'll have that video linked up in the cards here and in the description box of this video. It's titled, You're Not Behind. And that is really the heart of the message. You're not falling behind if you're not where other people are in life. If you're feeling like you're constantly spinning your wheels and like the housework is done 1 minute, undone the next, like laundry or dishes or whatever, it's actually proof that you are in a good rhythm. And I shared scripture to back up the encouragement. And I had put together that video essay of sorts. It's been something that has been on my heart for a while, but I finally sat down and spent some time putting the thoughts and some of the things that I had learned through my own personal Bible study into words and put it into video format. And tell you what, the YouTube algorithm hated that video. It performed so poorly. But I don't even care. The comments that I received on that video, they blessed my heart so much. It was so obvious from the people who did have that video pushed out to them, did actually receive a notification for that video. It was obvious that it was at the right time. I actually prayed like, Lord, help me know what to say, help me know how to say it, and how to encourage people. And I saw from the feedback on that video that people were in need of encouragement in that area. And I would love to make more videos like that. Even if the algorithm doesn't like them, I still feel called to share encouragement in that way. I loved being able to, I actually sat in my closet because it was the quietest part of my house and the best acoustics. And I sat on my closet floor with the script that I had written, and I just read through it like I was talking to a friend or a sister that I love. Because I am sharing with friends and sisters when I am making a video and sharing my heart. But I would like to know if more of you would like to see that sort of content where it's that narrative, voiceover, sort of storytelling, verbal encouragement with peaceful footage over top of that. It was a shorter video, but I said what I needed to say and it didn't need to be any longer than it was. I loved making it, and I would like to make more if that is something that you would like to see. Any fun fall garden plans? KS Sawyer asked that question. I think the funnest plan that I have for my fall garden will be to plant even more garlic, because that was so awesome. The abundance, the harvest from that, I actually shared it in my July garden update video that went up over on my Patreon. So if you want to check that out, it's over there. Mm-hmm. She, Ged Us, says, you've mentioned before thinking you might be a little ADHD, asking because I think I am too. What do you do when your brain is completely overwhelmed and you've started 8 different tasks? The overwhelm is too much. So I don't think I'm a little ADHD. I know I am because I received an official diagnosis of it years ago. I don't make it my identity, so maybe the way I share about it might sound like it's not official. It is official. I deal with all of those issues with ADHD. You name it, I deal with it. Executive function is a big issue, and I think that plays into the overwhelm because I get paralyzed. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And the biggest change that I have made is not trying to do it all. So I actually do try to not start a bunch of different things. I try to do as much as I can with the knowledge that I deal with ADHD and use that not as an excuse, but rather as a tool to help me make better decisions throughout the day. My mom always encourages people to just do the next right thing. I think Frozen 2 also encourages people in that direction too. So sometimes when I am feeling overwhelmed, I just have to tell myself, what is the next right thing? I was sharing this in a video recently. I wasn't linking it necessarily to ADHD, just how my brain works sometimes, where I have to stop when I'm feeling overwhelmed and ask myself, what will bring me peace right now? What will make me feel better right now? What task, what step, what thing on my to-do list is highest priority and will give me a win that will encourage me and get the ball rolling? I have to ask myself those questions because I don't feel like in my brain chemistry or the way I am wired, whether it's because of ADHD or not, I don't feel like I have this natural ability to just be like, I'm gonna do this and then that, and things just flow throughout my days. No, it doesn't work like that for me. I have to willfully resist decision paralysis by stepping out and just making the next right decision, even if it's the wrong decision. I have this sticker on my desk, I've had it for years. It says, action cures fear. And a lot of the time when I'm paralyzed with too many decisions, it's because I'm afraid of making the wrong one. But actually, just taking action and doing something fixes that. It's miraculous. And then little by little, those tasks get done. And if something goes undone, I just choose the next right thing and I just make my way through. Hannah E. Muller says, what do you do to recharge if you get burned out, exhausted, etc.? Number one, I talk to Weston, so that helps. But also I unplug a bit. I learned a few years ago now that unplugging from social media and not holding myself to a strict upload schedule, not feeling like I have to get a video up every single week, has made so much peace and margin in my life that you can't put a price tag on. With that said, I'm actually going to be taking a bit of a break from YouTube, not too long, but we are starting up our school year here in September, and so I might make this a yearly tradition. I wish I had done this last year, but I'm gonna take the first couple of weeks of September off. It is the wrong time of the year. Like, if we're talking about this from a business perspective, it is the absolute wrong time of the year for me to not upload videos. This is the time of the year that I should be uploading every single week and taking every single brand deal. But there's just some things that money can't buy. And it is so worth it for me to bring that peace to my house, to my mental health, and to step away for a little while so I can really focus in on starting this school year well with my kids, getting back into the swing of our school year schedule with extracurricular activities without the pressure of creating content. So I'm probably taking the first 1, possibly 2 weeks of September completely off. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I know you all, I mean, you are just the most amazing community, and I know that you understand. But moving forward into the fall, I would like to do more sit-down videos. I'd possibly like to do more of those encouraging, scripted kind of essay videos like I did before. So when I do get back, I would love to know what you would like to see. I do have a closet clean out video planned. I have more decluttering videos planned, of course, because that's just part of my life and I love making that sort of content. But if there's something outside of that that you would like to see, I would love to know. When I am on my break, I can take a look through your comments and see what your requests are, what would most bless you to see on my channel. Thank you so much for sending in your questions today so that I had a chance to visit with you. I'm really eager to see what your answers for these questions have been. I'm looking forward to getting down into the comments and chatting a little bit more with you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Thanks so much for spending a little part of it here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.